12 years ago, Charlton Athletic were victorious in what's become known as the finest playoff final ever. For the first time since then, they're back in the playoffs.
For the manager, it's career-changing.
Right, Mendonca, great turn! And a goal! Mendonca waits in the box, Mendonca!
We all know what the prize is.
Alan Kirbishley not looking.
There's a lot riding on it.
Just saved it! Charlton are in the Premiership!
We really did put Charlton on the map.
It was an epic. In 1998, Charlton defeated Sunderland 7-6 on penalties after a 4-4 draw. Not only was it the highest scoring and most dramatic playoff final of them all, it also got Charlton promoted to the Premier League for the first time.
I felt that on the day that perhaps, for me and Charlton, we had to win that game. Because I knew that if we hadn't won it, perhaps the team was going to get broke up. And I also felt there was another day for Sunderland. But for us at Charlton, I felt that was our day, and we had to grab it, and we did.
After winning the playoffs, Charlton were relegated the following season, but they returned immediately and went on to establish themselves as a successful Premier League club.
We managed to stay there for a couple of years, and then we had the opportunity to move on and perhaps bring players in that perhaps we couldn't have done a couple of years before, which is a big bonus once you start establishing yourself in the Premier League. And we got stronger.
In 2006, Charlton and Kirbishley parted company. The subsequent decline was spectacular. Under 4 managers in 3 years, there were 2 relegations as the Addicks slid into League One. Phil Parkinson was given the job of arresting Charlton's slide. He couldn't keep them up last season, but qualifying for the playoffs this term represents the first positive season since Kirbishley's departure.
It's just nice to win games, and you know, obviously we want to be in a higher division, and we're endeavouring to do that. But even away from home, a lot of our supporters have said to us it's just been great to be on our travels and really believe that we're going to win the game. You know, if we can go to Swindon and get a good result and bring them back here with a great chance, then this place will be absolutely bouncing.
Charlton's last playoff appearance saw them open the door to the Premier League. 12 years on, they're again involved in the end-of-season showdown, and it could prove just as pivotal.
The club's got some tremendous days in its history, and we've got a chance to write our own chapter in the history of Charlton Football Club, and what an opportunity that is, you know. And you know, for this group of players, you know, in years to come, can come back to the Valley and be remembered as the team who really got Charlton Football Club going again.
The other end and did.
Yeah, it was incredible, really. I mean, Bailey picks the ball up and drives inside, and when this leaves his boot, let me tell you, the keeper is beaten. That's going in as far as he's concerned. So that was a let-off for Swindon, and like Colin said, Charlton started the better of the second half.
Was the goal coming for Charlie Austin, Colin?
Well, he perseveres, doesn't he? And, you know, the disappointment of not getting over the line in the first half, they combined the 2 strikers there, and he ends up getting into the back stick. Terrific cross from Alan Sheen, and a super header.
20 for the season for him. The story, the dream goes on. And it gets better as well. Because on the counter, they leave them stripped for pace. Simple as that, Dean?
Well, you see it so many times. I mean, this from a Charlton set piece, and then within 10 seconds, Swindon up the other end of the pitch and really exposed Charlton. And for me, I feared for Charlton then when this went in, because I thought, well, the tie could be over, really, because Swindon were in the ascendancy then.
Took his goal well. That's 3 in 3 for him. But how disappointed will Swindon be with the way they conceded to let Charlton back in?
Yeah, I mean, we were looking for Charlton's reaction after that when it was 2-0, and in credit to them, they got back in the game, got a foothold and put a lot of pressure in, and then the goal comes about from a big hopeful punt down the field, and it's amazing for all the good play that we've seen. This was a hopeful ball, and let me tell you, credit to Burton, because when there's 14 stone a goalkeeper coming at you, it often, you know, it takes your eye off the ball. But
Does he do enough,
focused. Though? Well, I mean, Lucas, it's all about the decisions he's made, and once he's committed to try and get that punch, he's got to go through with it. In hindsight, would he do it again? Maybe he might choose a different option.
Is there a fear, though, Colin, that Swindon might rue missing one of these?
Well, it gives them obviously a greater advantage, and, you know, it'll be a far different atmosphere and probably a different taste for Swindon on Monday night. But 2 better chances than they were in the first half. That's what I would say about those 2.